Hello.
Hello, Duchess. I thought you were fucking taking out. Oh my god.
So the delay threw me off. I had to mute the other side, and I didn't know because sounds playing in my ears simultaneously. Because fuck you, Google. You can't fucking just have no latency on anything, huh?
It's in case if you need if a boob pops out, you can cut it out.
Yeah, that's true. that's true.
Well,
welcome back,
pulls off
everyone, to another Codename Wired. I am one of your hosts, the artist formerly known as Duchess, because I don't build anymore. We also have our resident mixer and coil builder, KVTV, aka Jay. And then we have our little boy who's growing up. Look at all that shit on his fucking chin.
I'm trying.
The Cloud Cartel, Sloane. So thanks all for joining us. We do appreciate you. We're this episode. What we're doing is we are going to since we're kind of starting to get to things a little bit more difficult. We've already gone through Claptons. We've gone through Aliens. We've gone through doing staggered fuse Claptons. So now that we're kind of moving away from some of that round wire stuff, we're going to get into a little bit of ribbon and introduce a new, I guess, a core style. So that'll be interesting. If anyone has ever wanted to kind of figure out how to do it, and you needed some assistance, well, this is the place to be. We're gonna show you how to build a staple coil today, and then the next episode we'll do frame staples, and then eventually we'll do the staggered staple. So things will be progressing right along. So otherwise, before we get into anything, what are you guys vaping on?
All right, I guess I'll go first. First I got the Warlock's Hammer, Clouds of Mass Destruction version. On that top, I got the Squire and a DHD drip tip. And in that I got I remember, I think we did this like 2 weeks ago. It's like the hell was it? It was like some beverage thing that we did on mixing it up. Then I got the Apocalypse 25 on the Warlock's Guardian. And in that I have Choice B, which was another, like we did a choice of 3 2 weeks in a row. And then that one was like supposed to be like a lemon cookie. It tastes more like lemon something, but not a lemon cookie. But whatever. That was like a full on, not failure, but not the greatest of fucking mixes ever done.
Right.
Still vaping through it though. That's me. What you got?
Well, I'm vaping on the Denali with the Apocalypse 25. We've got the billet box with the Voodoo Chucky RBA on there.
We'll edit that part out.
What? It's all right.
Oh, he hates on billet boxes.
I know. And I'm just waiting for the batteries to fully charge, but we got the Borome with the wicked Panglish on the inside. And that's me for today. And all in it is either Bearded Lady, deep fried donuts, and Fantasy lemonade ice. It's all right. It's not.
I'm shocked there's no Banana Man or anything.
No, not today. No Banana Man today. I've vaped so much of it now. It's sort of got to the point where I'm a bit like, and the colours. This has been steeping for so long. It's just like dehydrated.
It's turning into an actual banana.
Yeah, I've still got another liter outside, so.
It's another liter outside.
So it's a liter, and that's a 250ml bottle, so it's there. So I've still got plenty. So I'm taking a break from it because I think, obviously, when you vape too much of the same liquid, it just gets a bit meh.
Yeah.
So taking a break. So yeah, I'm trying to find. I was saying to the guys earlier on, I'm at a point now where no liquids is sort of doing it for me at the moment. So I'm trying to mix it up a little bit to try and get that love back. But apart from that, that's it. What about you, Duchess?
Pretty much same thing I was vaping last week. My Scepter Mech from Vapor's Cloud with the Nightmare 25 on top. Got some of my all-day vape, which I'm actually almost out of. I've only got probably like 10 mils left of this shit, and then I'm out. Like, I need to order more. Because I bought like 4 bottles of this shit in Ohio like a month ago, and I'm now out. That's all I've been vaping. It's just fucking LCBC.
So
Dude,
what's the LBCB? LBC. I can never remember what.
Lemon cake buttercream.
Oh,
yeah, it's fucking amazing. And then with that, I've got the Nostromo conduit box from Death Wish with the Arbiter 28 on top. On the inside, I got some Figure It Out from our main man Sifu over there on the Mixing It Up crew with Jay. And then I got some guava jelly. This bottle is almost empty, but I have another bottle of it, so that's fine. From Deep Cuts, and that is inside that Pulse AIO.
We'll edit it out.
Yeah, we'll edit that out though.
is it the vessel you got in there?
Yeah, dude,
it's so
good.
I've got the vessel. I haven't built it yet. Mike, I don't know if Mike's in chat.
I know.
Mike sent me the vessel.
I know. I watched you open it. I told you in chat when you open the vape mail, cut the fucking leads to 4.5 millimeters.
Oh, okay, that was you.
Yeah, and then they drop straight on in.
Yeah, I'd still need to try it, but I've been smashing through that Chucky. The Chucky is so nice. It's just too much of a. It's a very, very small deck.
The vapor production off of this and the flavor off of this vessel is so good.
I've had a couple of people tell me they've had a problem with the fat O-ring at the bottom.
Yeah, here's the thing. I did have a problem with it, and it was building up condensation. When I take it off, right? Like, I don't ever have like a problem with like condensation inside. So if you run it without the fat fucking black ring on the bottom.
Yeah.
Because when I put the black ring on there, because I wanted to see what the difference was between having it on and having it off, and I was having like a condensation issue on the inside, and then like it was like leaking like liquid and shit all over the place inside, and I had to constantly like clean it like every couple of drags, and then I took it back off, and I have no issues.
Let me ask you, what build did you have on there?
In here, I built a triple 30, 38 5 wrap, like a 0.5.
Oh, okay. I just noticed a lot of people tend to like want to run like a 0.2 or a 0.3 on a.
No, I'm running a 0.5 in here.
I don't know. Personally, I just think that, like, especially in regulated, that just seems needless. But
yeah, right now it's at I don't know if you guys can read that, but 0.49 at 35 watts. So,
dude, you got some puffs on there.
Yeah, 1400.
Yeah, no, the issue that I had, like, because I've got on the Boro, on the Mech Boro, I'm running a 0.17 on that, but on the Chucky, I had to go to a 0.5, and even with a 0.5, the deck is so small that it was such a tight squeeze. But I've noticed, Jay, you've obviously been doing bridges for a long time, that the bridges now, where the leads were originally offset on a lot of stuff, a lot of things, the leads are now like non-indexed, aren't they? On a lot, like, it's like with the pulse, the lead, rather than them going that way, they're all pointing the same way. You either drop.
It depends. I mean, like the mob, they're opposite each other.
Yeah,
it depends on
the mission is also opposite of each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the orbit.
Because a lot of the ones I've seen are the same side, which I thought was a bit weird.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it just depends on who's making it, because like the snail is opposite sides.
Yeah, the dot mission also does the same thing. There's opposite sides.
I prefer the opposites.
I think the Kirch is straight down though, I think.
I mean, that whole straight down is more going on like a postless ideology, but it's just, I don't know. I always found like postless can be good. It's just very fiddly because you have to be able to cut your leads right, or if not, it's gonna be too short, too tall. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I struggle with postless. Like
and then you end up like having too much wick in there if it's too tall, or you have too much in there if it's too short. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Especially if you've got one with like a slam cat like the RDA for vaping, where it's so condensed you do what I did and fucking burn the bottom of the drip tip if you don't set it properly. But the only one I haven't had a problem with is the axial. I like building that, but the RDA for vaping, I fucking struggle with it. I struggle getting it perfect. Right, you guys got anything new? Got anything new in recently?
New
Before we
in?
get into
No.
anything?
No, I was thinking about ordering a squash soon, though.
I thought you already had one.
Mm,
Oh, okay.
no,
Well, you should.
I have a rye, but I don't have a squy.
Fair enough. Sky is really nice. I like it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, there's been a couple of things that I've seen out there that I do want, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on it just yet because there's other things that are a little bit more important.
There's a mech that's just come out, an Australian built one called the 01. I don't know if you have heard it.
Heard of it.
I've just been speaking to Birdman a little bit before the show, and he was telling me that he's got one. He's going to do a show and tell soon with it, and it's basically a rival to Snowcap. And he's saying,
God damn, okay.
It blows it out of the water, apparently. So it worked out £100, including shipping. It's a single 21700. But there's little slight differences he was telling me about. But yeah, if you want to check out Birdman show and tell. I think it's next week. But he's like blows snowcaps out of the water. So it may be one. So it's called 01. So it may be worth checking them out on Instagram. It's 3D printed as well. It's similar design, but it's tweaked it. But so and that's one thing I've been looking at, and still haven't pulled the trigger on the Ravine yet. I want to wait.
The new Boxer Boro.
I didn't like the look of that.
Really, I like it.
I wasn't too keen on the look of that one.
Like, I'll be honest, like the Ravine I'm interested in, I don't know if I'll ever get one, but like, I don't know, I just don't like the whole side because they get so wide. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I was going to wait till, give it a couple more months till there more people have got it. See, because there's always, like, with the Abyss, like, they had the issue with the button and stuff like that. I don't want to then wait so long to get it, and then there's, like, little issues with it. So I'm going to wait, and then if I fancy it at the time, I'll pull the trigger on it. But I still want to get a Harpy. So I want to get that. I
wish they did a 21700. That would be so awesome. But the Harpy blows almost any other mech I've tried out of the fucking water still.
Really?
Even with an 18650, it's still way better.
I don't understand. I can understand why people are still doing 18650s, but I still think 21700s is the way to go.
Well, yeah. I mean, with Boros, though, most people, or at least like designers and stuff, think MTL, not, big ass fucking coils in there.
Yeah, true.
Even though to me, like MTL, like, I don't know, in mech Boros, it just doesn't work. At least I don't get enough from it.
No,
I think the thing with that though, like, is they should consider battery life. You know what I mean? Because I'm running a 21 in here.
Oh no, yeah, and your battery life is way longer.
And, dude, I get at least a whole 24 hours out of it before I fully change my battery.
Yeah.
And 18650s will never hit that milliamp hour.
No, and I tried to run the 0.45 on the Boro, and it just doesn't do anything for me at all. And I was like, oh, this is just so weak. Stuck that 0.17 in. Yeah, the battery don't last that long, but it's a good fucking vape while it does. So if I had a 217 in there, it would obviously last longer, and I'd think it would be better all around. But yeah, that's just me. So we might as well get into
before we get too far off track. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, because otherwise, if we let Sloane just waffle on, he'll just waffle on, and then we'll never get anything done.
I thought he was going to fuck it.
Jay, are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Let's do this. I like how you expected me to, like, just do this on my own accord.
Yeah.
You're supposed to give me the damn signal. All right, let's see. Hopefully this works because I'm trying out this for the first time on a live. Yeah, you can see my dumbass hands. Alrighty, so ribbon wire. We got plenty of examples. We got 0.4s, 0.2s, we got 0.5s, 0.3s. Like you could get them in all these sizes. And Jason, I'm gonna need you to explain this bit because you're better at doing this. The matching gauges to millimeters and all that shit.
Oh,
you're kind of better at that.
yeah. So 0.2 is going to be roughly about like a 30 gauge ish.
Mm-hmm.
That 0.3 you're looking at probably about a 28, and then the 0.4 you're looking at about a 26 gauge wire, and the 0.5 you're looking at about a 24 gauge. So if you notice on the labels, it says 0.0 or it says 0.3 by 0.1 millimeter. So if you take those, you have to do a little bit of math. Yes, I'm sorry, you have to do a little bit of math.
Yeah.
If you add those together, though,
I mean, the 1 millimeter is like that. Like I don't know, the camera will grab it, but it's like really, really thin.
Yeah.
And
So
if you this way.
Yeah. So if you take those wires though, and you do 3-ply, right, or you stack 3 pieces together on that 0.3, then you'll get about the same diameter around as about a 28 gauge piece of wire. So that's where that math comes into play for trying to figure out like how many pieces of wire you want to use, so that way it makes things a little bit simpler for you if you think of it in gauges. So when you're like, anytime any of us 3 have ever done any sort of like ribbon wire builds and stuff like that, at least I know for me, I do this. I don't know if these other 2 do it. I think of things in gauges when I do these, just because it makes the math a little bit simpler for you. Because a lot of people say, okay, well, I used a 3-core, a 3-core 30 gauge, right? And I wrapped it in, this gauge, wire, right? So taking that 30 gauge as an example, right? The 0.2 is going to be roughly about a 30 gauge for you. So if you take 2-ply of the 0.2 and you stack it together, that's 1 core of 30 gauge. So if you're looking for a 3-core 30 gauge, then, well, multiply it by 3, right? So you're going to need 6-ply 0.3 to get that 30 gauge, and then you just wrap it in whatever you need to wrap it in, right? And it's the same thing for everything else. You just take whatever the number is, and you stack those together to meet that number. So 0.4, you take 4-ply, that would get you your 26 gauge. So at that point, you would need 12-ply 0.4 gauge in order to hit a
26.
A 3-core 26 gauge, and then you just wrap however you need to get the ohms that you're looking for, right? So that's kind of how all that math breaks down. I know that's a little bit confusing at the start, but I promise you it makes a lot more sense when you kind of start to get the hang of things and you're working with it itself. Did you notice anything when you were, because I know you absolutely still hate ribbon for the most part, Sloane. Have you noticed anything with using ribbon, or figured out a way to make things easier on you when you're using ribbon at all?
With ribbon, I found obviously what Duchess is saying is bang on with working it out, but just working with it, once you get your math down, I always found that you need to touch the middle as little as possible.
Yeah.
Because if what I found anyway, if you get that kink, if you stretch it too far, you're obviously making it thinner. So it's
Oh
not.
yeah, you have to be very delicate with it. I don't know, like I'm like really trying really hard not to pull on it, not to like make any indentations. And I will say different wire brands will show their quality because like I know Kidney Puncher is well known for being the straightest off the spool.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I'm using wire optum just mostly because I'm cheap and honestly I don't do ribbon wire all that much. And you see like it has a little bit of a curvature. You can still work with it, but it does kind of like it's one of those things if you have to like be paying attention to what you're doing. And as you can tell, I'm just cutting all the pieces I need right now. And with like frame staples and staples, like a lot of it is in your prep work. Like if your prep work isn't done right, it'll go to shit. So depending on how I'm doing right now will depend if I get the coil done or not. So it's one of those wish me luck kind of moments right now. Like honestly,
Yeah, it really is because
um,
ribbon is I guess
temperamental.
for lack of better word, so dainty, and so temperamental with because of how thin that wire really is that
Mhm.
like they were saying, any amount of bend in it or like a kink or anything like that
Or if you
could send
stack
you
it poorly.
could send you straight to hell on this build, and it's frustrating.
And
Mhm.
there's no way of saving it.
Nope,
No,
there is
there's
not.
not.
And what I generally do is how I've managed to actually successfully be able to do it is it's all in the prep work. You will spend 4 times the amount of time doing the prep than actually wrapping the coil. But what I do, say like he's doing 6 inches, I will always do 7 and only touch that initial bit. And I will try and I
Okay,
use a lot.
I'll say this much. Yeah, I'm cutting right now at 6, but what I tend to do is I do the outer ones slightly longer, and I try to get those um in front of the. You'll see I'm gonna use a glue stick here in a bit.
Yep.
I try to get those behind the glue stick, and those little bits that stick out. Those I'm gonna tie to the swivel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's like a way I've gotten around like doing it because when you try to do it from the glue stick end, you run the risk of just bunching the whole thing or stretching it all weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because especially if you just glue all the end and you put it into that chuck and you tighten it down,
Mm-hmm.
you'll find some of them will just do that, or they'll just go, huh, and they'll just spread, and it will just
Mm-hmm.
fuck it massively. You got to be so. I found very much when put it in the chuck, it's a hit or miss job. You don't
Mm-hmm.
go too tight, but you don't go too loose.
Yep.
So the way I've got around it is not using the flat chuck like the one I've got, the one that clamps together, but using the 3-pronged. And I always glue it, and then before I put it in, I put extra glue on it to give it a big have a bigger ball on it, so it
Yeah,
clamps more on the
I do the same
glue
thing.
rather than clamping on the glue rather than
Yep.
the little bit of glue and your ribbon wire, just to try and keep all pressure off those ribbon wires. But because once you frame it, you're generally all right.
Yeah.
As
Well,
they,
I'm not doing a frame. I'm
Yeah,
doing
we're
just the
not doing the
standard.
frames though. We're just doing the regular staples today.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
I'm saying, but if you're doing the frame, once you get them in, that's it. You're good to go. It's just
Oh
the
yeah.
initial ribbon wire, but that's why I
Yeah.
said I cut that little bit extra off, just so I'll always pick it up with that. And as Jay will show, you'll see with Jay, trying to pick them up off the table is one of the hardest things to do as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is. Do you have any water with you on the desk?
Right there.
All right, cool.
Not
So
yet.
here's the reason why I asked him if he had any water, chat. Right. So with ribbon, right, that water is going to act as an adhesive between the sheets of metal, right? And it's going to bond all of that metal together and keep it held a little bit more straight and stack it a little bit better for him. In this case, if you didn't have any water, and this is only if you're building for yourself, because otherwise this idea is disgusting as fuck. But you can actually use your own spit. I've seen people do it.
Yep.
But again, that's only if you're building for yourself. If it was like a production thing, use water. Keep your hands clean. That's
Also,
disgusting.
you can see like I'm trying to get these stacked up real nice, but sometimes they're gonna like open up like that. And I'm trying really.
I wouldn't really worry about stacking them right now. I would try to pick up all those other pieces before you do that.
I do it this way because the other way is just me picking it up and it always goes sideways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have to actually. That's what I'm saying. It's all in the prep work. For me, this is where the prep work starts, dude.
Yeah. The other thing with this, and this is a little bit later on in the prep work for using ribbon wire, but
Mm-hmm.
I like to take an extra piece of ribbon, but something smaller than what I'm already using,
Mm-hmm.
just as like just as something to help hold that middle piece of the wire while I'm doing like a staple or a frame staple or whatever, and I'll take like a little piece, like a little like I don't know 4-inch piece, right, of ribbon wire, and I'll take it and I'll once I get everything stacked and it's all nice and everything else, before I fully hook everything up, I'll take it and I'll wrap it lightly around the middle of that ribbon, just to keep everything like sandwiched and nice and neat in place. And it's nice as like a little slider, to help keep things good to go. Because with ribbon, the thing with ribbon is you have to go a little bit slower with it when you're wrapping than you typically would with like brown wire, because of the nature of the wire liking wanting to twist and like not want to stack the way it needs to, etc. So
Yeah.
having that little slider and only going up to that slider and then kind of pushing it back a little bit so it holds things in place, is always at least for me, has always been a good idea. So I mean that's always something you could do if you're looking to building these staples or frame staples or anything like that. I haven't done any of the staggers because I promise you right now I can't stagger for shit. This is why we have Sloane do all of them, because he's the
It's
master at doing
difficult.
staggers.
It's so difficult with ribbon wire inside.
Yeah. So I mean, but water first
Okay.
and foremost is going to be a real important piece in this. So Jay's about to explain what he's doing here.
But yeah, like I think I got a pretty good stack going.
Yeah. So you can see like his stack from what he showed. You can now see like the width, and that math finally comes into play, where you understand like the gauge and like the widths and stuff like that and everything. So with all the ply being there together. So
We'll say this is like those moments where the Ramello glasses come in handy.
yeah, dude, are you wearing yours?
No, I was gonna put them on because I'm having a hard time seeing the men's, and I want to make sure I'm doing this right.
Yeah, I would.
I've got to be
So
honest,
there's
those Mela glasses are a godsend.
yeah,
Oh,
so yeah, no, they really are a godsend. So there's a couple different
okay.
things you could do here, as he's kind of starting to get this stack put together and um, getting ready to wrap this up in just a moment. So what you could do, I mean, you can go get like a hot glue stick. Um, I personally wouldn't use it with a hot glue gun, to be honest. Just
Nope.
get yourself like a normal lighter or a torch.
Yeah.
If you shed time, you should have plenty of torches around the house.
Yep.
But use one of those and just kind of dab it on the end real quick, and then kind of like start to surround the wire just a little bit, just to start holding things in place, and get that glue on there to let it stack, and then run your fingers down it again as you're going towards the end, and just make sure everything is nice and stacked before you fully glue the second end of it, right? The opposite end in this case, and that way it makes things a little bit easier on you as you're doing all of this, because again, the prep work really for any coil, honestly, the prep work is everything, but especially with ribbon, the prep work is important 100%. And so it definitely takes a lot of patience to work with it. It's not something it may not be something you get down right away. It may be something that you're a whiz with immediately, right? So it really just depends on the person, but you can kind of see here with Jay's stack as he's doing all of this and is really focusing on this.
Yeah, it's I'm being really quiet. I'm trying.
How the stack is actually turning out, and the amount of detail that goes into play with ribbon wire, right? So it's definitely a learning curve when you move from like round wire to actual ribbon wire, and then you have to like essentially build your round wire core. But it's not, once you finally kind of get used to it, it's not actually as hard as it seems. There again is a learning curve, but it'll all work itself out. So
like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing a lot of this on camera. It's just really,
yeah, it is. It's a bit difficult. A lot of times you do have to get real close to it. If you have like a magnifying glass, so like Jay's wearing he's wearing magnifying headset right now that Anthony Ramella sent us over. Shout out to Anthony Ramella for the Anthony Ramella glasses. We love you so much. They are an absolute lifesaver.
he hates that we coined that term, but I don't
care. Yeah.
He is a hell of a fellow, by the way.
Oh no, it's gonna get stuck
He's
again.
A hell of a fella.
What I'll do is, as it's doing quite detailed work, what I'll do is I'll take me and Duchess off the screen so you guys get a better look at just Jay's hands. You can
kind of see what he's doing here with his with the ribbon, and he's just making sure everything is nice and stacked and it's perfect and everything else. He definitely has that water there, and he's obviously, you guys have seen him using it to help adhere that metal together. So
if you're a perfectionist, anal retentive asshole, you will hate this because ribbon wire is not kind. It is not nice.
No, not at all.
And this is like when you see some coil builders that have these on their regular menu. It's unbelievable that when you first try it, you're like, how? How do you do this? Oh, now you can see he's starting to use the glue.
Yeah, now that you've got that stock good, this will come in. So,
as you can tell, this glue stick has gotten some use.
Yeah. So,
and this is why, like, I also like cutting the ribbon wire pieces a little long, because usually, like, okay, I am the weirdo that measures out everything, and usually for a like standard coil, like whatever, you just need like at least 5 inches and stuff. This one, you need a lot more room to breathe.
So I'm just fascinated just to get looking into. As you can see how delicate he actually is with that ribbon wire.
Yeah, that's why I was being a little bit quiet, so that way you guys could also focus on what he was also doing.
It's very take a deep breath.
Yeah. So you can see here, he ran his fingers down the wire a second time, and is now getting that ending put together, so that way everything will stay nice and stacked and put together for it. So from here, what needs to happen is we're going to let that glue it dries up pretty quickly, but we're going to let that glue dry real quick. And then, Jay will do what he needs to do in order to get things kind of sorted out in the chuck and set up and ready to wrap.
So we'll bring this back in front till we sort that out. But yeah, while he's sorting these bits out, the other way that I did try to do, but for me, I couldn't get it to work, was to do double lengths and then people thread it through the swivel and then bring them back round and then pinch and pull. So you literally are initially attached to the swivel at one end and then you work your way down from the swivel. The problem with that I found is as you're pulling it through the swivel, with the weight of the swivel, I found it kinking the ribbon wire anyway. But a lot of people take the swivel off, thread it through, find the halfway mark, and then give it a tug, and then it's.
Yeah, I
could
do that.
I
I
couldn't
do
get
that
it down.
with mine, but when I do it, I also have a spare piece of 40 gauge wire to tie it off.
Yeah.
So like I'll pinch it, get it nice and flat and everything else, and I'll use like my nylon pliers and pitch it down just a little bit more so it's nice and flat and it kind of starts to stack, and then wrap it in some 40 gauge, just kind of like hold things in place for now while I work on the other end and get things nice and like stacked and glued together, and like I'll work my way back from the swivel, like I'll hook it back up to the mount, so that way I have some pressure on it, and then I'll work my way back down the ribbon wire, and then eventually I'll end up gluing off the other end once everything is good to go, and it's nice and stacked. And then while I have it in the chuck, before I fully secure anything, I'll just barely put it in there so it holds. I'll put that ribbon wire around it, like I had mentioned earlier, just to kind of like have that slider in place for me.
Yeah.
And then I'll do what I need to do from there and get the wire wrapped up properly. So if anyone is a little bit confused on anything or whatnot, we haven't really done this on any of the previous shows because most of it was relatively straightforward. But on this one, I know things are a little bit more confusing. So if anyone is a little bit confused or has questions about anything, feel free to drop them in chat, and we'll see if we can answer that question for you and clarify any sort of information you may possibly need.
But that just shows you again, like with the way Duchess was saying that he actually goes through the swivel. You can do it so many different ways, and you might find that the way Jay's does it isn't what doesn't work for you, but the way Duchess does it might do. So if you're thinking of doing it, if one way doesn't work, try it the other way, or you might find a different way. Like YouTube has got 1,000,001 videos on there, and each one's going to be slightly different. So have a shop around and pick some ideas out that you might think might work, and just give it a go. So I know mine's a culmination of loads of different ways, and my own little inventiveness. Just let me try this. This might help me, and it turned out that it did help me. But and that was for the staggards. So it's all your own preference.
Yeah, like I think I've done this up already.
What's that? What's that?
When I put it on the chuck, it just kind of got all funky on me. So I'm gonna do that little number and say fuck that, and hopefully I can at least get something decent out of this.
And as you guys can see in chat, I'll say it again. Look, we've been doing this for like 15 minutes, and it still hasn't gone fully in the chuck. So the prep work, and as you can see, Jay's hands going backwards and forwards at least 10 times, checking, double checking, triple checking, making sure everything is in line. It is can be a rage-inducing build. It can also be very therapeutic if it goes right straight off the bat. And as you can see, Jay's going to have to re-glue, which it could be something you guys will have to do down the line. So it's very much get this bit sorted, even if it takes you an hour to get one stacked.
Like, if we have any builders in the house, if you guys have any quicker tips and things like that can help out anybody trying to do this, please put it on there. Because in all reality, like, I stay away from ribbon wire for this purpose. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. Don't care for it. I like frame staples. I like Fralians, but personally, I'd just rather buy some from a friend than actually do it myself.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm the same way. Like, if I'm like really bored and I've got literally nothing to do for a whole day, then sure, fine, I'll take the whole day to do one pair for myself. But
yeah,
outside of that, I'm with you, Jay. I would rather buy them from a friend. If you are looking for some, shameless plug, head over to UncleChrisTestingGrounds.com and buy some from Macy.
Yeah, Macy makes some of the best frame staples I've ever had. Like, legit, no lie. All right.
Duchess, if you
don't
drop
even know if this is
the
gonna work.
link for the website in the chat, so if people want to head over, they can go straight over and get some.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'll get it.
And I am using the pedal drill because my other drill is too fucking loud and it gets on my nerves. But I will say, even like in a regular drill, like the guys were saying, go slow. Try if you have a low power drill, that'll be your best friend. Because if you're going like a high end power drill that gets like even 1800 RPMs per minute or something like that, or per second, that fucker is actually going to betray you really quickly.
Yeah, it really will. Because I know Sloane and I have had this conversation with like smaller gauge wire and ribbon being included in this.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes those lathe drills are way too powerful. Like,
and see, the thing is, like, at
way
least
too
mine, I have a potentiometer, and I could
Yeah.
run it at 100%. I could like right now, I'm gonna try to run it at 10% and see if that's good enough. But like, I seriously like what 30 gauge aliens. I do those at 13% on my lathe. Regular 26 gauge aliens, I do those roughly at like 17, 18%. Anything faster than that, the wire just gets away from me, and I'm like, fuck that noise. But then when I'm doing decoy work, I could literally get 8 feet at 80% in my drill done in about 3 minutes flat.
Yeah.
So
I love that's the one reason that I love the box drills, like what they class the high end drills, like the 6,000 RPMs. Decals are just lovely.
Bro, so simple.
Like when I'm trying to decal for say like an alien, like a Boro alien, I do it on the ultra. I'm like, fuck, it's just taking forever, and it's literally like moving like this, if that. Oh, so I think Jay's now started to rap.
it's spacing all weird, but it's actually holding.
Let's put you on full
Yeah,
screen.
we can't see your drill.
Yeah, I'm like in the way. And I'm trying to be able to see here. Damn it. Yeah, that's not the best of framing, but okay. And like even while you're doing this, if you need to like do adjustments on certain bits and stuff like that, as long as you don't think it'll mess it up too hard, make adjustments.
Yeah. So with these staple coils, they're essentially just Claptons, but with ribbon wire for the core. So if anyone is curious as to how he's actually wrapping this, if there's anything special that he's doing, he's not. It's just a Clapton.
Yeah, it's a triple core Clapton.
As you can see, he's still using core stabilizers on it as well to keep them centered. As you can see, it's different from say like when on the other builds where it's like Duchess doing the aliens, Jay doing the fuse captains, and my staggards. We would go nigh on full blast, start to end. The only time we would slow down is obviously say like when Duchess was showing you the speeds of the alien.
Okay, see what you mean if you can't see it.
Yeah.
I was like not looking up, but so I mean I've already gotten like that far, and yeah, I'm sorry about that. I got too focused.
But as you can see on the way Jay's doing this, which is like with most ribbon wire, you have to start, move. It's not one that you can just what they say, pedal to the metal and just go full hog on it.
And even then, until you wrap it, you can't be confident. That's the sad part about this.
Surrug says more like a triple crackle Clapton.
Hey, there's some folks out there that just love how ribbon wire works over round wire. It's kind of like the argument of staggards versus aliens. And all I gotta say is more power to you. Everybody's got their preferences and stuff. I'm not gonna hate.
Yeah, it's like I always come back to it. Look at Tribal Buddha. He loves his fused Claptons.
Yep. I mean, I was on that camp before I could figure out how to do aliens myself, but now that's all I vape. So, and like, I know like Tribal, I'm with Tribal. I can't tell the difference. I don't know what the difference is. I do like aliens more. Aesthetically, they're more pleasing, but a triple 26 gauge round wire Clapton versus a alien, they perform about the same, honestly. Some will tell you otherwise, but IMO, that's how I feel about it. Where'd I put that thing? I always lose it. And I can't see shit with these glasses on. Seriously, where did I put that? Do you guys see my clampy guy thing?
It's behind the swivel.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, dude.
It's on the top of the box.
Oh, no, not this thing.
Oh, which clampy guy?
No, it's the thing that unscrews this thing.
Oh, no, we didn't see anything.
Yeah, that's when I wasn't showing anything. Yeah. I feel like an ass because nobody saw any of that. All right, we're moving some of this stuff out of my way just so I have room to move around here. All right, and here's the fun part. Unlike other coils, you can't really take nylon pliers to this and try to like adjust. So if you fucked it up,
yeah, because it'll mess it up.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know if this thing's focusing here.
It's not.
It's not. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to wrap it, and we'll see how this goes. Like my confidence is still very, very low. All right. So I'm gonna cheat because I have this guy right here. This actually is a clamp guy that just kind of bites down on your wire. If you ever watch any other tutorials or things like that, most people will recommend you place your coil jig on a vise of some sort. And then take like some really sturdy pliers to your coil and start turning by hand. Don't try to do it just by hand because again, this isn't like a Clapton. It's not like a alien where it'll just kind of fall into place on its own. Like, yeah, I'm already.
Yeah, this one you have to work with ribbon. Like, if you work with it, then it'll work with you. You're also not showing it on the camera.
Yeah. Well, there you go. More or less. That's as I'm gonna call it okay success.
Yeah, I mean it looks fine, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's got the flat points and stuff. It's just like I said, I'm not a fan of ribbon wire. Like it's already like the springiness is like hard enough to where like it's already kind of like jumping back. See?
Yeah.
Like seriously open back up and everything. But I mean, as far I didn't get any twists or weird things going on, so I'm gonna call it a sort of success. Like I am sweating up a storm here. And I'm sorry about not showing most of that.
Yeah, I need to buy a new swivel mount actually.
Yeah, but you had issues with yours.
Did you hear back? Are they going to give you a new sled?
They haven't reached back out to me yet.
God, I'm really trying here. Let's see if this will let me mess with it a little bit. The fuckus. But yeah, as you can tell, yeah, there were like some twists and turns that shouldn't have happened right there.
Yeah.
And that one right there, you could tell it just messed up completely. I think only like one wrap in there is even decent.
It just shows you that Jay's been building a long time, and if you're not consistent with it,
Yeah.
you are going to struggle with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord Almighty! You get to see me with the glasses on for a quick bit, but yeah. So. Oh dear Lord, that was awful, dude. And what's sad is I actually remember a while back I was gonna like record tutorials, and I actually managed to do a very decent staple. Like I was like, holy shit, this came out really nice. I should probably just vape it. Yeah, can't fucking do it again. And I mean, you guys saw how long it took, and I still fucked it up. And this is where like I feel frame staples do win out, and we're gonna do those next week, yeah.
Frame staples
or next go.
I mean, if I can get a swivel mount in the next 3 weeks, sure. If not, then we're doing staggered.
Next time is Adam's.
I'm doing staggered.
Oh, he's doing
you're doing staggered? Okay, because next time it's yours, dude. Because you did aliens last week or last time around.
Yep.
So Adam does. So if not, I could try to do the frame staples, but I can do those a lot easier. But that's all I gotta say.
Well, if he doesn't get a swivel mount, I'll quite happily do a staggered, then we can go back to the frames, or we'll figure something out. It's not.
Yeah,
it's your turn next anyway, so you could do the staggered next time around. But yeah, you guys saw how much I struggled with that, and that still didn't work out, and I failed, and I'm so sorry.
You think Jay struggles? You wait till next week. I'm gonna have to put a definitely adults only afterwards because I'm going to be swearing like a trooper.
What's funny is I was so concentrated that's why half of the time you just got yeah. And you guys, we can't see it. I was like, oh, my head's in the way. No, I needed to move. That's how bad it was. I was like, I mean, building on camera versus building are two different things to begin with because your focus is way too scrambled. At least that's how I feel sometimes.
I don't know if any of you guys seen on my Instagram, I tried to build on camera while looking through my phone to do it, and it was fucking atrocious. It was one of the hardest, most rage-inducing thing I ever did. And
having your phone in the way throws off your mojo completely.
And I've done the apocalypse with the clamps, but you have to lift the clamps up. I ended up getting the fucking pliers out to lift it. It took so long. I showed the ohms on it. I went to vaping and the phone died.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It's so bad, I'm just going to post it. It was fucking horrendous.
Well, it's like I was trying to do a slow-mo video earlier today because I had all my stuff in here. So I was like, yeah, let's just build to kill time and stuff. And I tried doing some slow motion stuff and it did not pan out very well.
You're trying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's good though.
And that's slow motion. Like actually sped up is a lot quicker than that.
Trying to film and build is so hard. I was trying to film rapping 27, so I was rapping and holding the phone with the other hand, and it was just it throws you off massively.
Throws you off. Lathe.
Throws you off massively.
Yeah. I think it'll be a lot easier in this house than the other house, though, that I was at. Because I now have wood floors and my carpet. I had carpet in the other place. It kept catching the fucking.
Yeah, I can't let it. I can't let it touch the ground here because the carpet will just snag it. And then the shorts I have on are very fibrous. So when I was trying to do that video, it kept getting caught in my shorts.
I hate when it pulls leg hairs out. That's painful.
Oh yeah.
Go for it. Just
you know what I had once? What I had once, I was like doing an alien that had a hoodie on and it had a little thread sticking down, and it ended up undoing the thread as it was. I was like, "Fuck! How the fuck am I supposed to get that out?" So I was like, "Well, that's going in the bin."
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to get a desk built soon. Actually, so I could set up my lathe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
I love that lathe. I love my lathe.
I can't go back to drills. I've become an elitist piece of shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lathes are well, that and you have one hand free, so if you need to like do things or grab for a tool or something, or even just take a vape while you're doing it.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah. It's quite nice as well. I prefer the setup with the lathe and the nice big swivel set. And I found it myself. It's hard. I find it harder to wrap smaller amounts now than the larger lengths.
Yeah, welcome to my world. Now you know why I do such large lengths.
I'm working my way up. I'm up to like doing 3 coils at a time.
Yeah, I think the longest one I've done was 5.5 foot. I want to push to 6 foot aliens, and that'll be my happy place because it's just so nice. Once you get 10 done and you lay them on the table, it's just so nice to see like a nice big lengths of alien. You can just go along, snip them, and you got a nice little pile, and then you can just sit there and just wrap them rather than having like fucking 30 sticks at like 12, 15 inches or something, and just having to keep doing. At least it's nicer. I prefer it that way, and I've realised I've turned more like Jay than I thought I had, because I've screwed. I've got like the fabric tape measure, and I've drilled it into the table, and it's so nice just to put right. That's enough to give me a little bit of wiggle room on the end. It's so
like
nice.
I said, like I just don't like wasting material.
Yeah.
So that's where like I am anal retentive and very perfectionist in a very sloppy way, because my wife will tell you I'm a messy person, but I do know where all my stuff is at, and if anything gets moved, I freak out because then I don't know where things are at. But within that, like I do measure everything out. Like I do know that a 4.5 inch cut, if you cut 3 cores that way, will get you 1 coil with a little bit of wiggle room, and you won't waste a ton of material.
Yeah.
15 inches will get you 3.
So I don't mind having like at the end of a build day, having a little pile of little bits you just cut the ends off, rather than a pile of bits that are like this long, which is not enough for a coil. It's just the end part. And like I think I was saying to you, Jay, that I was working on like bringing down my wastage of everything, because I'm such a wasteful person. Like with cotton,
me too, bro.
Like even with cotton.
Yeah, cotton. I've gotten my cotton down. Like I know I could literally look at a prime pad, and I'm like, okay, this is for 2 or this is for 1. It's the 2.5 millimeters where I fuck up. That's the one I still don't have down how much the thickness needs to be, but I could eyeball it really well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get all my wastage down, because I found obviously going to the larger scale that the wastage is obviously a lot more if you're not measuring. And it's the measuring bit that threw me to start, because before I used to eyeball it, going, "Oh, 1 turn, that'll be enough," and I'd lose about that much on the end. So, yeah, so measuring's always a good thing to do once you got it down.
That's because when we tried doing the filming thing and send it to Sloane, he can't figure it out after that.
Yeah,
I've tried sending him videos, and he's like, "It doesn't work for me."
Yeah, Sloane's a bit of a numpty. You can't really send him anything. Even when we do send him things, like he always just puts it in the program like 15 minutes before the show, and then we wonder why we have fucking problems.
Yep.
I'm a lot better than I was. At least I haven't fucked too much up.
I mean, he even reused the thumbnail and everything today, and we were.
Yeah, I never reused the thumbnail.
Yeah, so the thumbnail for this show, if anyone is curious, has already been recycled. Previously, when we did
even then, he went for
staple coils. Yeah, previously when we did frame staple coils as a coil challenge build, we had that same thumbnail, and Sloane just either got lazy or is just dumb and didn't realize it.
I didn't realize. And
he reused it.
Well, if I'm honest with you, because I always do all the 3 thumbnails for the shows at the same time, and I always just find the pictures, put it in the download, and I think, oh, I've already got it, put it in. Well, it must be the one from the fucking previous show, because oh, Frank, there we go. And then the name of it, it's gone from we've been framed to I've been framed. And if I'm honest with you, I didn't even realize that we already had a show called like that. So that is my problem. I put it down
I
to.
know we only do a show every 3 weeks, but damn.
And I managed to delete the playlist, and that's still being done. Fucking, do you know what the hardest thing is? Because I deleted my personal playlists. I deleted the Across the Pond one and this one. I'm having to go through all the old shows. It's cut to the end. Figured out have chat up as well for the ones in chat, and because Jay decides to throw ones that I can't fucking spell. And then look at the date, go into the Discord because he sends me the video of it to find the name.
You have to scroll through all our messaging. Holy crap!
I'm nearly there.
I owe you one from last time, don't I?
I think I'm two episodes behind, so I'm nearly there. And I fucking blocked myself out of Instagram. That was a great one.
You should have gone with
and this is why we don't film things beforehand and we just do live builds.
Like Mallory, it would be great if we could get our shit together, basically.
But I am going to stick up for myself, considering how bad it used to be. I'm getting a little bit better. At least I'm not ending streams like I did to myself. Was you there for that show last week? Because I've got the new mouse and it's got these buttons on the side. I didn't know what they were, and I was in the middle of the show and I was like, "Oh, button!" and I pressed it, and it just took me out of the stream. I was like, "Oh fuck!" forward. So now I turn the mouse off and I put it away, and I literally see it with my hands here until we're ready to finish.
Hands where I could see them.
Yeah, just sitting like that. But considering I'm completely computer illiterate, I had a Nokia 3210 until I decided to go YouTube. So even smartphones are new to me. I'm not too bad.
What, did you have a flip phone up until a year ago?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Buttons. I had a laptop. The laptop that I was using originally when we started, I ain't touched for about 5 years previous. It was just in a cupboard. And I was like, oh, my old laptop. That'll be fine for streaming. Download everything. Thing decided to fucking start smoking on me.
Oh, man.
But we had fun at the beginning when either we had no volume or we was echoing. It cut out. It was good time.
Oh, I mean, it's a learning experience. I mean, okay, I'll be honest. I've been doing streaming and YouTube stuff for, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
And, it's something. Again, if you guys want to see a train wreck, go watch my first video. It's so pathetic. It's not even funny. For a person that's played in bands and has done things, I am not a great public speaker. And it's something that I've had to get used to over the years, but holy shit. I used to be like, hi, how are you?
Yeah. So we have just hit over the hour mark. So we've got the build done. Was there anything else that we needed to take care of? Anything else we need to discuss?
What I will say is, obviously, you guys in America, make sure you go over to Casar Media and do your calls to action. If you're in Australia, it's ATHRA. If you're in Europe, it's ETHRA. UK, you've got the UK VIA, World Vapors Alliance. And if you don't know your local one, go on to INCO, and they have the database of everybody. So make sure.
Do you have links down below for all this?
No, we don't. No.
You should just add them later. Add them afterwards.
Yeah.
But
I'll add all the links below.
Trying to find I know on Facebook it's a pain in the ass to do, but you can find local chapters of advocacy groups. I did find the Texas one, and it's very active, and they do talk about a lot of advocacy stuff. I mean, it's one of those weird things of yes, we got all the especially here in the US, we're dealing with federal and state crap, but do pay attention to your local stuff, because I repeat the story quite a bit, but years ago, the town I work in, they were having a town meeting about indoor vaping ordinances, and I missed it by a week, And now I think you got to be within like 10 feet of an entrance to any public building if you're vaping. So, and you get like, I think it's like a $150 fine if you're like too close to an entrance.
That's weird. That's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it the same for smoking as well, or you can still?
They just said vaping. It was very vaping specific.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that unless it has changed recently, which I'm not aware of, and I'll have to look it up. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I do know that I think federally, smoking, which I mean vaping would fall into, is you can't use within 20 feet of an operatable door or window, and the reason is because the science says that smoke travels for 14 feet, so you have 6 feet of fresh air before you hit that door.
Yeah,
or window.
Like me personally, if they're gonna do ordinances like that, just make it blanket across the fucking board, but don't just go after one or the other. But I know at that point in time, the problem was that a lot of people were vaping in buildings, like in grocery stores and shit like that. And you always had those assholes that would blow a giant cloud, and somebody be like, "Hey, you shouldn't do that," and then just blow a big ass cloud in their face just because somebody asked them not to do something. Just being polite.
Yeah.
So it's the whole thing of one fucking person ruins it for everybody.
Yeah. I know in the UK, there's in the hospitals, they say it's a no smoke zone, but you can generally vape as long as you're, like, say, not under the window. So it's more out of politeness. It's not like you'll get fined or anything. And like in pubs and that, as long as you're not inside the building, you can stand at the door. As long as you're not inside, it's fine.
Yeah.
But no, that for me, that's all it is. Just make sure you do your advocacy stuff.
Yeah.
Just make sure you do it, because if you don't do it, it may be that one vote that makes a difference. You never know. And you will never know if it's just the one vote.
Well, there's that, or even, I mean, like Tim, he goes to all like the town meetings in his area. Like he'll drive wherever the fuck he needs to, just to at least voice a piece, whether they hear him or not. Yeah. That's a thing. But
that's because you can drive for 20 minutes on the East Coast and be in 7 different states.
I know, but it's still, I mean, in the end, he's putting forth the effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that in the East Coast, especially like he lives in Vermont. That state, you could get across it in like a half hour. Come on.
Probably.
But not like Texas, where everything takes hours.
Right. But I suppose at least if you've gone and done it, you've done your bit. And if it doesn't go through, at least you can't say you didn't do anything. So make sure you get out there and you do what you need to do.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, there was like I think it was a vape tax that they wanted to do in my county. And I actually hit my county representative over that one. And the person that is my representative for like my little district here, they actually emailed me back and they're like, yeah, we're not going to tax it. I voted no against this because it will screw over businesses and we need the businesses. And I was like, well, shit, I will vote for you if I need to. I actually had somebody on our side on that one, but
I think that's the problem. When 9 times out of 10, when you do these emails and that, you get the generic email back, don't you? It's sort of that.
Oh yeah, Cornyn tells me when I send stuff to him for like federal Senate guy or whatever, he seriously sends back, "Thank you for your message. We will put it into the we will think about it pile," and that's it.
Yeah, it's a bit disheartening, especially when I know quite a lot of people are quite passionate with it. So you would spend a bit of time writing it properly, so you're not just going, "Oh, fuck what you're doing." You try and write it in a polite manner, and then you get something like that, but you're like, "Fuck that, I ain't doing that again."
I actually did get one during the PMTA starting thing when I sent it to Cornyn, and he gave me a whole spiel about for the children, and I seriously wanted to email back, "Oh, get fucked." I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry, but I am a firm believer of this falls on the parents, not on the fucking industry. What are parents doing? Like, all these parents get worked up after the fact, but it's like, where are your kids? Do you monitor your kids? Do you even at least talk to your fucking children? I have teenagers. They don't like telling me anything, but at least I try to figure out what's going on in their lives.
Yeah. And also, like, when we was kids, like, when I was 12, 13, I was smoking.
I started at 13.
It's the same thing. Like, I was sneaky about it. If kids want to do something,
they're going
they will find a way of doing it.
I know. Like, that's why I've had, like, very adult conversations with my kids about vaping and smoking and things like that. I remember when my daughter was 5 and she was, like, in, like, kindergarten. For some reason, they had, like, a weird smoking talk with them. And she comes back and she's like, my teacher says that cigarettes are drugs and they're bad for you. So why do you and mommy do it? I was like, because me and mommy made some bad mistakes and we are going to pay for them. And we're trying to do better for you guys. But, you know, you have to actually take not the path we took.
Yeah.
And, like, the look on her face, she wasn't expecting such a blunt, honest response. But
people think kids are stupid.
They're not.
Kids are stupid. Fuck kids. Lock them in the basement.
They know what's going on. It's like my little nephew. I try not to vape around him, and he's only 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And I was vaping on something, whatever it was, and he came out. I was like, "Oh shit!" He goes, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, it's my medicine." And I was like, "Oh, it's my inhaler because he's got asthma." And he was like, "Can I have a bit?" And I was like, "No. I should have picked something else to say." They will know. They know what you're doing.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme?
No.
This motherfucker over here is so addicted to his vape that he's over here gasping for air, saying he needs it, and then like it's a picture of a fucking inhaler. It's like, God, that is brutal and mean all around.
But it is mental. I'm on a weird. I'm in a weird stance, especially for the UK with the whole vaping and kids, because the kids that I saw on the street that were smoking, they're now vaping. It's safer, but at the same point, yeah.
Like, I'd rather my children did neither, but if they're going to, I'd rather they start vaping than fucking smoking. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the UK, we're not really doing much advocacy stuff over here at the moment. It's more the counterfeit stuff and the selling them to kids. And because it's fucking all over the shop. You go outside any secondary school around here, and it's like a rainbow on the floor of just disposables up the road. And they're only like £2 over here, so they're so cheap.
Yeah, and I mean the counterfeits is a bigger issue.
Yeah,
you don't know what they're putting in that shit.
Yeah,
I know the UKVI are doing a lot with the counterfeit stuff, and they're trying to lower the VAT as well on vaping as well over here, which would be lovely. It would be lovely. But yeah, that's me done. Sorry, I rambled on a little bit there.
Advocacy.
But do it. So, should we start shouting our shit? Jay, what's this I hear about? You got a whole new fandangled little website going on now.
The fuck was it? Something just fell. I'm gonna have to find it here in a bit. Yeah, I brought the website back. It's looking pretty. I'm very excited. Go check it out, kvtvshop.com. I already got the coils up. I'm working on the liquids. Mostly I just need to take some pictures. So I need to like get some bottles nice and pretty and then do the pictures and the taking. And my wife already has ideas for those. So we'll see what we end up doing. Very excited. And then I know like I talked to Hip Hop and he was talking about merchandise. So we'll see if we move on to that or stick with the Teespring stuff. We'll see. Like I want hats for sure because I've been wanting a KV hat for years, but they're so expensive.
I've just got him to put on some embroidered patches of Cloud Cartel. So.
See, I want some patches too because I mean I got a battle vest. I need a KV one on there.
Oh, definitely, 100%. But yeah, no, get on the merch. Cheers, Dutch. Yeah, if you hit the chat, just hit the link in chat and go and place some orders. Minimum 4 of each.
Minimum 4 of each. Yeah, dude, I'm stocked too. That's the messed up part. This is just the throwaway pile. This isn't even the for sale guy. So I'm stocked. If you want to like try to aim to like run me out, good luck. I know how much they're all worth, all the fucking jars. Oh man. No, yeah, I think I was talking to Crate Vapor and like I showed him a jar and he's like, how much do you think those are worth? And I told him, he's like, fuck. I was like, yeah. And I was like, and think about it. I charge way less than Turk.
Yeah.
So, a Turk jar would be so much more.
They would be, yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Triples.
those baller jars that Turk sells are $900.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like he's underselling himself, but sure.
Now, how many are in the baller jars then?
I don't know. They're like mason
A
jars.
lot. Yeah. Trying to remember, but there's like roughly like 1,045 pairs,
Bloody hell.
at least in the jars I use. And they're like 1 liter jars, so
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, those baller jars are like $900 though.
He does the little ones as well, doesn't he? The little jars as well, not just the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much the little ones are. I know the big baller jars are like 900 though.
That's mental.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like if you think about how much money you sit on and stuff like that, it's insane.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because my jars are like half full now, and my ones are like this big. So they're like the old spice jars.
Mm-hmm.
They're about half full. I've never actually counted how many are in there. Maybe a job for me tomorrow.
I count them by weight. I count them by weight because actually sitting there and counting them is not fun.
No, that's true.
Mm-hmm. And at least the 26 gauge Alien or Clapton like 3-core, that weighs at least 0.4 grams.
Bloody hell. So you actually know all the way down to the weights how much they are.
I told you, I'm anal retent perfectionist.
Fucking hell.
I don't play. But yeah, go check out KVTV shop. Also check out my channel. We're doing Mixing It Up this coming Tuesday. I've been lacking on the reviews. I seriously have the Nightmare 25 staring me in the face right now. And I've been wanting to do that. It's just I want to do it on Thursdays. And
dude, it's so good. I fucking love my Nightmare.
Oh yeah, it's such a good one. I have one like issue, and when I get around to the review, I'll talk about it. But yeah, just go check out my channel. Go check out the site. If you want to get a hold of me for anything else, hit me up on Instagram, Discord, Facebook. And as I've been saying for like the last week and a half, if you do hit me up on Instagram and send me random links, you are getting blocked. I'm not playing around with that shit. So
when's Mixing It Up?
Tuesdays at 7 p.m. CST or what is it? Daylight Savings Time, whatever it's called now. I didn't even know they did a difference, but yeah, either way, 7 o'clock my time, which like Central Standard. Yep. And if you're just for your time, if you're in a different part of the country or a part of the world, because I know like in Australia, it's like 8, 9 in the morning at that point.
Yeah, they're like 17 hours ahead of us.
Mm-hmm. And then like you're 6 hours ahead of me, so it's like really early in the stupid morning.
Sometimes I jump in if my phone dings and I go for a pee. I sit on the toilet and hello.
Yeah, I see.
Watch it while I'm having a poo, and then I go back to bed.
Well, oh man, well, yeah, that is me. Are we doing songs again?
Oh shit, yeah.
All right.
Okay. It's more like while we're talking, people could add songs because we're really shitty for like telling people to add songs. Like Josh comes on it before anything. He's like, add songs, and us, we're like, oh yeah, you could add songs too.
So in chat, chuck as many songs in as you can. We're going to pick 2 out of the bunch.
Yeah.
So Jay, as you've done your shout outs, do you want to chuck us your songs and we'll just go around?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me see. The first one was "Smile Like You Mean It," The Killers. And shit, I had the other one. Now I can't remember off the top of my head. You know why? Because my daughter annoyed me with this song last week. And "Something's in the Way," Nirvana.
It's such a good song.
I know. They went to go see the Batman movie, and then I don't know if it's in it or something they saw like in the previews or something. But my daughter, every couple minutes, "Something's in the way," and that's all she would do. Yeah, and it was just like every other like 5 minutes or so. And it was bothering me because I was like, I know this damn song, so I had to look it up, and I was like, okay. And then I made them listen to that whole fucking album.
Such a good album, though.
Right, I'm going to go Don't Mean Shit by Pantera. And next, I'm going to go with... Oh, fuck, what was I going to pick? Don't Stop Believing. There you go. For Duchess. Well, we've got quite a few in chat, all from Mallory at the moment. God,
Yeah.
I haven't heard Nazareth in years. What was that other song that I done? Love Hurts.
Oh, that's actually one of my favorite bits they did on that 70s show when they did a musical episode. It's
I don't know if I've seen that.
oh, you need to watch it. Jackie and Kelso sing that one, and it's like done in this like over the top operatic version. You know, it's not them singing.
Oh,
It's like love hurts, it stars. Like so
oh, but Hair of the Dog is a good tune. Well, fucking hell, people are Balls on Parade.
Yeah, dude, it's such a good song.
Did you add yours, Duchess?
I did not yet.
Go on.
I'm gonna do We Came as Romans, Daggers, because they have a new album coming out.
Nice.
And we're gonna do hold on. We're gonna do All Out War by Joshua Travis.
Sweet. I'm going to pick Balls on
Ozzy.
Parade just because I love that tune.
I was
you
going to pick that too. So.
Oh, that's all right. Go on, Jay. You can pick the last one then.
Damn.
Iron Maiden, Fear of the Dark.
Oddly enough, like I like some Maiden, but not all of it. I'm really weird when it comes to Maiden.
I'm still on the fence with Iron Maiden.
You're British. You hate everything British.
Not really.
I mean, we bashed on the Beatles last time.
Yeah.
Well, the Beatles are so good, though.
No, they're overrated.
I can appreciate why people like them, but I can't fucking stand them.
No, here's the thing. I like the Beatles, but I find them wildly overrated.
Yeah, it's just not for me.
I wouldn't say they're fucking good.
Give me Madness any day.
I wish they would have gone with the whole punk thing they were going to do before they got a record deal. That would have been awesome.
Piss Ant, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I remember that was a cartoon, wasn't it?
You know what? Beastie Boys Sabotage.
Oh.
Even though I did hear a little bit of that Within Temptation Radioactive cover, dude, that was actually pretty good. It's pretty rocking.
Love hurts. I've got that song stuck in my head now. Love strong. Oh, anyway. So, yeah, well, do you want me to shout the shit and Duchess can close it all off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cloudcartel.co.uk. Head over there for Coils. There's links to the merch shop. We've got quite a lot on there at the moment. There's another 40 products going on probably by the end of the month. So, and it's quite funny that Beastie Boys are in there. I've got made Beastie Boys jumpsuits, Cloud Cartels. So,
nice.
They'll be good. So you can head over there. On there's the advocacy page I said earlier. Follow all your local advocacy groups. As I said earlier again, I locked myself out of Instagram, so I've got a new Instagram, which is Cloud Cartel official page. You can go follow me on there. I'm on Facebook as well. And also I want to say thank you to everybody. I've just passed 200 subscribers, which is it's a little milestone I never thought we was going to hit. So thank you everybody for subscribing. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, go subscribe and make sure you subscribe to KVTV's channel. If Dutch has a channel, I would say go subscribe to him, but he doesn't have a channel at the moment. Go follow him on OnlyFans, Bearded Sugar Tits.
What?
And drop him a couple of quid, and he'll get his hairy nips
He's
out.
trying to get the list done before he can get the link for the Spotify playlist.
Yeah,
knobhead over
there. But no, apart from that, just thank you for stopping by, and come next time for a complete shit show when I'll be building, which will be fun. Over to you, Duchess.
Yeah. So for me, I'm not doing anything anymore. I'm pretty much not the rear Gerard Butler Jr. I don't do anything. So there's that.
You're gonna be talking about Sublime all the time now, or 311?
No, that's the one thing I won't do. Fuck. That guy. Listen, I love you, Lee, if you ever see this, but you have fucking terrible taste in music.
Dude, 311 live is actually pretty good, but yeah.
I'm sure they are, but he has terrible taste in music. So I'm not doing anything. But if you do want to go follow someone important, then you can head over to twitch.tv/Earth to Logan. Actually, I think he changed it to Logan Exhales, if I remember correctly. So I do know that he is doing the come down tonight. So if you want to join us for a beer and a vape and just have a nice little chat, feel free to head over to Twitch and you can follow Logan. I think he did change it to Logan Exhales on there. If not, then it would be Earth to Logan, all one word. You'll hear me making little dumb, smart ass fucking comments in the background and interrupting the stream as I usually do. That's what I do. Otherwise, I am trying to get my desk built relatively soon, so hopefully that'll get done quickly so I can maybe get back to building, because I have contemplated it. It's definitely something that I've thought about doing. So we'll see now that things are kind of starting to normalize for me here. Thank you for that, Sloane. I appreciate you. But now that things are kind of starting to normalize for me here in New York, since I'm no longer on the West Coast anymore. Otherwise, go follow Kasa Media on all of the social medias, SoundCloud, Twitter. I think it's the same thing on Facebook and everything else. If you want to follow anything as far as your legislation, or you want to get into advocacy and you want a good podcast, you can go listen to Kasa. Logan does do 2 little cuts for you. There's a smaller legislative rundown if you just have a small commute to work in the morning, or you're going for a run and you want to listen to it, or whatever the case is. But there's also a full version for you to listen to if you decide you want to listen to the whole thing. I do know that on Wednesdays for Kasa, there is a Kasa Twitter space. So if you want to tune into that, head over to Twitter. And when they get those links put up, you can set yourself a reminder. So it'll send you a notification to your phone and you can listen in. That is going on this Wednesday. I think it's every other Wednesday they have one, if I remember correctly. So I know there's one this Wednesday. They have Dr. Brad Rodu on this week for a nice conversation for advocacy purposes and tobacco harm reduction and whatnot. So go check that out. Otherwise, for me, if you haven't done so already, you can go follow me on IG at Duchess_Coils. Otherwise, if you have already followed Sloane, please feel free to unfollow him. If you haven't followed him already, then don't bother with doing it, because that's what the goal is. But no, otherwise that's it from me. So I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your week. We will see you guys again in 3 weeks for another build. It was an absolute pleasure to have you guys all here with us. We can't do any of this without you. And we surely can't do this without our show sponsors. So shout out to Anthony Ramella over at Shake and Bake Media. You can follow him on IG. I'm _Anthony Ramella, or you can go follow at or at Shake and Bake Media, or you can head over to shakeandbakemedia.com, your one-stop shop for all things multimedia. If you need any assistance with anything, feel free to send him a DM, and I'm sure he can get you all set up with anything that you need for your multimedia needs. Again, we can't do this show without you. We love you all for joining in. Thank you all for being here. This was Codename Wired. Stay cloudy. Vape like royalty.
I can't see the
Bye.
off one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.